Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to talk about one more ban that has gone and been implemented by the folks at the Pokemon Company. You see, we talked about Shaman being banned, and that made a huge amount of sense. And we talked about Oranguru and Sableye being banned, and now I know not everybody is 100% in favour of that. I know control players aren't terribly happy, but you can see where they're coming from. It makes perfect sense, and let's face it, more than a couple of us over the years have suggested that Oranguru from Ultra Prism should be banned for all of our sanity. Though I know not everyone agrees with that, and that's absolutely fine. But one that's going to catch a lot of people by surprise is Milotic. I've seen a lot of discussion about Shaman being too good with Scoop Up Net. I have seen a lot of discussion about Oranguru being dumb and too good and annoying and people not liking playing against it. Milotic, and I'm going purely anecdotally here, does not seem to have attracted the same level of ire from the player base. Except if we look at the last big tournament we had in Expanded, that was a Collinsville Regional in February, 29th of February, Leap Day. Last year, no, still this year. 2020 has gone on forever though, so you see where I'm coming from. First place, Trevenant and Dusknoir. Third place, Trevenant and Dusknoir. Fifth place, Trevenant and Dusknoir. And I think it's fair to say that that was the best deck. The best deck at the tournament was Trevenant and Dusknoir. The thing is, you know what made Trevenant and Dusknoir good? Milotic. All three of those decks, two of them were the same list, one of them was different. But all three of those decks played a 2-2 line of Milotic. You see, Milotic is another one of those Pokemon that has gone and ended up being, in a literal sense of the word, broken. You see, the Energy Grace ability reads, once during your turn before you attack, you may knock out this Pokemon. If you do, attach 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX. And when Milotic was designed, we looked at it and we went, that makes perfect sense. Pokemon EX are the big, powerful Pokemon. We don't need something else making them better. So let's give the non-EX decks a leg up by giving them Milotic, and then the non-EX decks can have energy acceleration, but the EX decks can't, and that made perfect sense. However, EXs turned into GXs, and Pokemon Vs and VMAXs. And Milotic never got an errata, never got a change. Now, there is a strong argument here that what you could have done instead of banning Milotic was just changed it so you couldn't put energy onto GXs or Pokemon Vs. Having said that, there's still all kinds of tricks like Energy Switch. Maybe it wouldn't have worked, but still, that would have been an option. And essentially what we've got here is a Pokemon that was designed to not give an energy acceleration boost to these big, powerful, multiple prize Pokemon that now does give a boost to these big, powerful, multiple prize Pokemon. Not EXs, and EXs are still all legal and expanded, but to GXs and Tag Team GXs and Pokemon Vs and Pokemon V Maxes. And that brings us to Trevenant and Dusknoir, which people have suggested since pretty much the moment it was revealed. That is going to be what Milotic is going to be best with in the expanded format. Because Trevenant and Dusknoir is a super annoying card, but you do need to get it rolling rather quickly. You see, Trevenant and Dusknoir's got an attack for 3 energy Night Watch, 150 damage, and you choose 2 random cards from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals them and shuffles them into their deck. And the plan here is extremely simple. Trevenant and Dusknoir is too slow. You're getting kind of a turn 3 Trevenant and Dusknoir, that's not what you want. But a turn 2 Trevenant and Dusknoir using Milotic, now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, you can have missed your energy attachment turn 1, and as long as you get free energy in the discard pile, you can still get the turn 2 rather nicely, and yeah. That's a little bit good. Incidentally, this deck did also play all of the lists, played 4 Shaymin EX to try and go absolutely nuts in terms of consistency, and now that's been banned as well. Shall we say the best deck in Expanded just took a big hit. It's kind of gone, unfortunately. But it wasn't just Trevenant and Dust Noir. It can also be used with Gengar and Mimikyu. Now, Gengar and Mimikyu's got Poltergeist, 2 energy, 50 damage for each trainer card in your opponent's hand. Or if you've got 2 Psychic Energy on, your opponent can't play any cards from their hand, and you both draw until you've got 7 cards in your hand. And the point is that these cards this is not what Milotic was designed for. If you look at Milotic and the format, the game when it was released, this is blatantly not what Milotic was meant to do. But it's ended up doing it. So there were a couple of options. We could ban Trevenant and Dust Noir, but that wouldn't have solved the problem. Yes, Trevenant and Dust Noir is the best use for it, but Milotic can be used for any Pokemon V, any Pokemon V Max, any Pokemon GX, any Tag Team Pokemon GX. It was never going to work. You could have errataed Milotic, and this, for me, would have been the better way to do it. But the problem with erratas is this is a pretty big errata. And you're not going to be printing this Milotic again, so you've got a card out there which is substantially different to how it was printed, and you're just hoping that everyone who turns up to expanded formats has gone and checked the website and found out about it, which is not always going to be the case. And it makes awkward situations, and that's why we've ended up with a Milotic ban. Now, here's what Pokemon actually said about the ban, because they did put out a little release about it. Milotic's Energy Grace ability doesn't work with Pokemon EX, but it still works with Pokemon GX and Pokemon V. This created some undesirable combos, such as the one with Trevenant and Dust Noir GX and Ace Trainer. As more Pokemon V come out in the future, there's a high likelihood of even more combos with Milotic being discovered. And this, of course, is a really important point. Milotic, as I said, works with all Pokemon Vs and VMAXs and GXs, etc. And okay, we've had all the GXs and tag teams we're ever going to have, we assume, but there's going to be more Vs and VMAXs. And this is going to work with all of them. It's why it had to go. Now, Ace Trainer, we do need to talk about this quickly, because of course Milotic doesn't just accelerate energy, it gives up a prize, which sounds bad, but it's actually good. Because Ace Trainer you can only play if you're behind on prizes, but you shuffle your hand into your deck, so does your opponent, you get 6 cards they get free. So essentially what you do is you use Milotic, you go down a prize, then you play Ace Trainer, you get a lovely hand of 6, but your opponent gets a hand of 3. Then, of course, you play Trevenant and Dust Noir, and you use Night Watch, and you get 2 random cards back, and all of a sudden your opponent's got a single card hand. Yeah, it's more hand disruption. And we have seen that Pokemon does not want this level of hand disruption. We saw Jesse and James get banned. We saw Getsis get banned. We saw Red Card get banned. Pokemon does not want the hand disruption. Because it's not fun to play. And Pokemon want the games to be fun. Now, for some people, these kind of strategies are fun, and for those people, I'm sorry. This does not seem to be the direction the game is going, especially in Expanded. Pokemon are jumping in and stopping these things, and you can see why they're doing it. You can agree or disagree, that is absolutely your prerogative either way. But Pokemon have made it quite clear that these hand disruption strategies aren't going to work. So the question is, what have we got instead of Milotic? And if we look at the other things we can use instead of Milotic, we start to see where they're coming from. So for Pokemon V Maxes, you've got Rose, came out in Darkness Ablaze. Lets you attach 2 basic energy from your discard to a Pokemon V Max, but then you discard your entire hand. Although Rose Tower will let you draw 3 cards, and well, let either player draw until they've got 3 cards in hand. So that helps to mitigate it, but it's a lot more awkward. The one I find very interesting myself is the new Electrode. Now this is coming out in Vivid Voltage, pre-releases for that literally start this week, and that's got the ability Bazap Generator. Lets you KO it, give up a prize, and then search for 2 lightning energy and attach them to your lightning Pokemon in any way you like. This is honestly arguably better than Milotic. It's 2 energy not free, but they're coming from your deck, which means you don't have to worry about getting them in the discard, so there is a strong argument it's a bit better in that regard. But it's only lightning energy and it's only lightning Pokemon, and maybe this leads to combos in the future, but at the moment apparently it's not something we're that worried about. Milotic is not a Pokemon we've seen have a huge amount of discussion running around, but actually it has enabled the best deck in Expanded. Now that might have changed, it's been a while, 2020's gone on forever, boo. But as it stands, the last time we saw the Expanded format, we had first place, third place, and fifth place all play in the same deck, and Milotic is really what made it tick. So there we go. Milotic's been banned as well. And honestly, you can see where they're coming from. You can agree or disagree as to whether you think they should have, but certainly you can see why they did it, if nothing else. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. I want to know if you agree with this ban. I want to know if you saw this ban coming or whether it kind of took you by surprise. I want to know if you care about this ban or whether it leaves you with a feeling of largely apathy. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.